Hello, St. Peter's and my summer reading explorer adventure friends. Are you ready for another fun exploring adventure today? So am I. All of my friends have come along with us. We have Ralph, Magic Monkey, Daisy's chilling out over there, and the Pig of Joy with her jar of joy, of course. And look, Ralph has his binoculars handy that we made on Tuesday. I have my binoculars here in case we decide we want to go on an observation scouting adventure later on. We have them ready. I didn't keep it in my pack because I didn't want to crush them, so we put them right there. Are you ready to hear a story today? Let's see what we have in our pack. This is our number 14 in our summer reading adventure series. Can you believe that? 14, that's a pretty big number. All right, let's see what we have. Looks like a classic. I don't know if you've heard it, but I think you're gonna love it. So let's get ready for our story. Okay, guys, you ready? Let's turn up our ears so we're ready to listen. Turn off our mouths so we don't make a sound. Put your hands quietly in your lap. Take a nice big deep breath. And now we're ready for our story. This book is called Whistle for Willie. Now our author, you may know another famous book by this author. This author is Ezra Jack Keats, and he wrote The Snowy Day. Remember that story? It has the same character, right? This little boy. So Whistle for Willie. Which one do you think is Willie? If you're whistling for Willie, that's right. The dog. I think the dog's Willie. Do you whistle for your dog? I think so. Let's see what happens. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. So this is Peter, our same little boy from The Snowy Day. I guess he doesn't know how. Do you know how to whistle? Let's see if he ever finds out. He saw a boy playing with his dog. Whenever the boy whistled, the dog ran straight to him. Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead, he began to turn himself around and around and around. He whirled faster and faster. When he stopped, everything turned down and up and up and down and around and around. Have you ever spun around so many times that you got dizzy and then you stop and it looks like the world is still spinning? Try it. It's a really fun thing to do. He was just spinning in a circle right where he stood. You can do that anywhere. And look how they made the picture. It looks like the lights are popping out of the light because that's what it looked like to Peter when he got so dizzy. You can try that later. Peter saw his dog Willie coming. There's Willie. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton lying on the sidewalk. Wouldn't it be funny if I whistled? Peter thought. Willie would stop and look all around to see who it was. Peter tried again to whistle, but still he couldn't. So Willie just walked on because he didn't know he was even there. Peter got out of the carton and started home. On the way, he took some colored chalk out of his pocket and drew a long, long line. That's a fun thing to do. Some girls jumping rope. Right up to his door. He stood there and tried to whistle again. He blew till his cheeks were tired, but nothing happened. Keeps trying. He went into his house and put on his father's old hat to make himself feel more grown up. He looked into the mirror to practice whistling. Still no whistle. It's a good idea, though, to try to whistle. Watch yourself so you can see how you make your lips. When his mother saw what he was doing, Peter pretended that he was his father. He said, "I've come home early today, dear. Is Peter here?" His mother answered, "Why, no, he's outside with Willie." "Well, I'll go out and look for them," said Peter. Do you think he tricked his mom? First, he walked along a crack in the sidewalk. Then he tried to run away from his shadow. Do you know what I'm learning about Peter? He has a really good imagination. He knows how to do some great exploring adventures. He could be one of our explorers. He used sidewalk chalk, he twirled around in circles, he's jumping over the cracks, he's playing with his shadow. Those are all great things you can do on a hot summer day outside. Pretty fun. He jumped off his shadow, but when he landed, they were together again. He came to the corner where the carton was. And who should he see but Willie? There's his dog. Peter scrambled under the carton. He blew and blew and blew. Suddenly, out came a real whistle. Willie stopped and looked around to see who it was. "It's me!" Peter shouted and stood up. Willie raced straight to him. He did it. Peter ran home to show his father and mother what he could do. They loved Peter's whistling. So did Willie. Peter's mother asked him and Willie to go on an errand to the grocery store. He whistled all the way there, and he whistled all the way home. The end. He did it. He learned how to whistle. Did he just try one time and went, "I can't do it, I give up"? No, he kept trying. You know, there's something that we learned when we were in school. Last fall it happened. And we were challenged with the power of yet. So we're going to use that today. Peter wanted to whistle for Willie, right? And he didn't know how yet. But he kept trying, and eventually he turned the not yet into yes, I can. So we are going to have a challenge this week. Let's see how many of you know how to whistle first. So I'm going to teach you how to whistle. What do you think? And then we're going to think about some other ideas, maybe some things that are challenging for you that you need to try, use your power of yet to make it happen. We are going to be triers. We're going to persevere. We're going to keep working hard. That's what persevere means. Okay, so Willie was whistling. I want to show you a picture of Willie when he finally got his whistle to work so you can see what his face looked like. Take a look at that. Look at his lips. They're not flat, right? They're not flat on his face. He's sticking them out, right? Now, his cheeks are not all puffed up. His face is natural. There was also a page where he looked in a mirror. That's also a good thing to do if you're practicing how to whistle, so you can see what your lips look like. What are his lips like there? Sticking them out, right? So here's a trick that I learned if you want to learn how to whistle like this. Right? Now, do you see my cheeks are, you can't blow like that. Nothing will happen, right? So you're going to say the word to and freeze your lips when you say it. Say the word and don't bring your mouth back. Ready? Let's do it together. Say the word to. Ready? To. Hold your lips where you said to. See? They're kind of sticking out, but they're not sticking out and tight together like that. You got to leave a whole space for the air to come out. Then, here's the tricky part. This is the part that will actually make the sound turn into a whistle instead of just air. You have to take your tongue and put it behind your bottom teeth. and just lay it on the ground, on the bottom of your mouth, right? Because if you leave it just up in the air, you're not going to get a sound. So put your tongue behind your bottom teeth on the ground. Say the word two, two, and then blow very gently. Let's try it. Did it work? Now you can also try to inhale. That means when you breathe in like this, but with your mouth and your tongue in that same position, with your lips with a two, breathe in. Can you make a sound that way? Try it. We'll go out and then we'll go in. Ready? Then, once you get a sound, you can try it a few different ways, and once you get it going, you're going to be able to make the notes go higher and lower. It's just an experiment. You need to practice. Like this. Oh yeah, that's one thing. I just did it and I didn't even realize. I forgot to tell you. If your mouth is dry, take a drink of water. And if your lips are dry, just lick them a little bit so that they're not too dry. Then it'll be easier to whistle. Let's try it one more time. We're gonna say the word two, then we're gonna put our tongue behind our bottom teeth, and we're gonna blow gently and try to make that whistle sound. Let's try it. Ready? Two. Did you do it? Now, don't worry. If the answer was no, it's okay. I already learned how to whistle, so that's why every time I can get the sound out. If you don't know how to whistle and you're just learning today, it's going to take you a few tries. It took Peter all day long to get his whistle to come out, right? And sometimes he ended up doing other things in between. So instead of getting too frustrated, so try for a few minutes. If it's not working, if you're getting this, give yourself a break, because remember his cheeks got tired, and do something else. Like he took out his sidewalk chalk that we have in our bag. I have something else you could do, and that could help you practice getting your whistle in shape, is some bubbles. So if you practice blowing some bubbles, that's the same type of shape you need your lips to be in to make a whistle. But this time I'm not worrying about my tongue, so it just blows air. Didn't get enough bubble stuff. It's not sticking to my wand today. See that? But my lips, watch, are sticking out the same way. But then when I put my tongue behind my teeth, I can make the whistle. So bubbles can help you practice that. What is something else that you may have always wanted to be able to do, but it's kind of tricky and it's hard, and you haven't learned how yet? Maybe jumping rope more than once in a row, where you have to flip it over your head and jump right over top. See if you can jump rope 10 in a row. That means you're pretty much close to being a jump rope master. That takes practice. Not everyone can just jump over a rope every time they try. It takes practice. What about riding a bike? You think the first time anyone got on a bike, they could just ride it? No. And the summertime is a great time for kids and grown-ups, if you haven't learned, to learn how to ride a bike. Put your helmet on and you practice. You get up, you start to pedal. Doesn't always work. Sometimes you fall because you didn't know yet, but you're going to get there. What else? Maybe learning how to swim. You don't just automatically know how to swim. You have to practice. You need to learn, listen to someone who knows what they're doing, follow their directions, and even if it doesn't work the first time, try it again, try it again, try it again. And eventually, your I can't do it yet is going to turn into I can do it. And then you'll get to show your mom and dad just like Peter did when he learned how to whistle. And it will be very exciting. I would love to hear you whistle. We could have a whole whistling party once all this is said and done. So you have plenty of time to learn how to whistle, right? Sit in your backyard, lick your lips, Say the word two. And practice. Let me know if you can do it. I would love it. Let me know what other challenge you try. If you already know how to whistle, you're like, that's easy, I can do that. Think of something that you aren't very good at yet and you want to be better at. Maybe hitting a baseball or a golf ball, maybe kicking the soccer ball, anything like that. Maybe even just getting better at drawing a picture or getting better at reading a book. All of it takes practice. So I challenge you to think of one thing that you want to get better at that you can't do yet. And I want you to take this weekend and practice and practice. And I bet you will be able to do it, but you can't give up. You can take a break when you get frustrated, but don't give up. And just like Peter, you're going to learn that new trick that you've always been trying. Oh, maybe it's a new magic trick. Ooh, that would be fabulous. I would love to see that. So think of your new thing. When you master it, send me a message, send me a picture. I would love to see what you have worked so hard on, right? This is a great time to do it. We might get a couple storms this week. So if it's something you can do inside, you can practice while you're waiting for the rain to go away. If you need it to be nice outside, you're going to have to go in between those storm clouds, right? I think that was fun. What do you say we spread some joy? What about you, Joy? You ready? I think so. Do you know what? If you learn a new trick and you show your family, that's spreading joy, because they're going to see how excited you are, and then they're going to be so proud that you didn't give up and you worked so hard, you learned something new. It'll make everybody excited. What a great way to spread joy. Learn a new trick. It can be anything you want. Let's see what we've got here. You know, this one keeps popping up, and it must be because people really need to hear nice things right now. Otherwise, I don't know why. I have a lot of things in my jar. I don't know why I would keep picking the same one, because it's just random. I just swirl my hand around and I shake it up every time. I think maybe it's because we all really need to hear nice things. The way we're going to spread joy, once again, is to tell someone why they're awesome, right? Some people right now are kind of sad. We have to wear masks when we go outside. We can't really go to all the places we used to go to, right? We can't see some of our family members because we need to keep everyone safe and healthy. So we're missing out on some things. People need to be reminded. Maybe even people you don't see, you need to give them a call, right? Call them up on the phone and say, I can't see you, but I think you're awesome. I love how you always smile and you always encourage me to do better. I love how you remembered my birthday and sent me a birthday card. Anything to brighten their day. Or, you know what's even better? Just call them and say, I've been really missing you and I wanted to hear your voice because I think you're awesome. How amazing do you think that would make someone feel? I know it would make me feel fantastic. So I want you all to know that I think you're awesome. And I can't wait to see what you practice so hard and do and learn this weekend. Spread that joy, boys and girls. It's important. People need to feel good, right? We want to help people feel good. You're helping me feel good, I'll tell you that. You know what it's time for now? We get to fill out our Summer Reading Explore Adventures log. Well, whistle for Willie. You know what I'm gonna make? This is gonna be fun. Since you know what's really important when you whistle, the most important thing are your lips. So on mine, I made a pair of lips. Haha. How do you like that? You can draw whatever you want. You can color it in. You can put a design. Just fill it in because you have just completed another Summer Reading Explorers adventure on this pretty windy day. Let's count and see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, boys and girls. We only have one more week left of our Summer Reading Explore Adventure series where we're filling out our card. But don't worry, it won't be the end of all the videos. I'll tell you more about that next week when we finish. It will just be the end of our summer series, right? Okay, you have work to do. You have a challenge. Learn how to whistle, learn your new trick, whatever you want to do today. I think Joy's a little tired. We'll let her take a little nap. Maybe she's looking at the clouds again, right? Go exploring, observe some things in your world, and most importantly, spread your joy. Tell some people why they're awesome. Make the people around you feel great. All right? Have a fantastic weekend. Let me know what you come up with, and I will see you next week. Keep spreading your joy, boys and girls.